Hi everybody, my name is Sarah and welcome back to Educating Adventures. Today is going to be an amazing lesson because we are learning about some animals that are not only fascinating and highly intelligent, but these animals are also one of the world's greatest masters of disguise. Today we are learning all about octopuses. Let's get into it. Octopuses are an order of animals that have about 300 species. They belong to a larger group of animals that we call cephalopods. And cephalopods also include squids, cuttlefish, and this unusual shelled animal called a nautilus. But all cephalopods, including the octopus, are types of invertebrates. And invertebrates are animals that don't have a backbone. So octopuses and the rest of our cephalopods, they don't have any bones at all. Octopuses can be found in nearly every type of ocean habitat. We find them in warm tropical waters near coral reefs. We find them lurking in kelp forests where they're looking for prey. We can even find them way deep down in the deep sea where there's no sunlight at all. And with about 300 species, octopuses have many things that make each species a little bit different from one another, but all octopuses have quite a few things in common, and I think we should start there. One thing octopuses have in common is they all have 8 arms. Octo means 8, and that is exactly how an octopus got its name. These arms are very special because if an octopus loses one, say to a predator, they actually have the ability to slowly regrow their arms over time if they happen to lose one. Now, also on these arms are lots and lots of suction cups, and we usually call those suction cups suckers, so that's what I'm going to call them today. And those suckers allow them to grab onto different things in their environment. Some species of octopuses live in tide pools, kind of up on the beach, and they can actually use their suckers to grab onto the land around them to move themselves across land in between tide pools. Their suckers have one more very important job. They are what an octopus uses to detect chemicals, which is really just a fancy way of saying it's what they use to smell with. It's pretty amazing that octopuses can smell, even though they don't have a nose. Now, let's move on to what they eat and how they eat, because they'd have a really hard time doing that without a mouth. Octopuses do have a mouth, except we actually call their mouth a beak. And we call it that because it looks almost exactly like a parrot's beak. Now, their beak is located in the center of their body between all of their 8 legs, and their beak is made out of something called chitin, which is actually the same stuff that makes up a crab's shell and lots of other exoskeletons that other invertebrates have. Octopuses use their parrot-like beak and their venom to catch all sorts of food. All octopuses are venomous, though only some have really dangerous venom. Others have kind of a weak venom, but either way, they all still have venom. And that comes in handy because all octopuses are carnivores. So that venom comes in handy when they're hunting and trying to catch other little animals. Between our 300 species of octopuses, they eat lots of different things. The octopuses that are bottom dwellers, that like to hang out near the seafloor, they eat a lot of crabs and worms and other bottom dwelling animals. Some of our open water species of octopus would much rather feed on fish or shrimp or even other cephalopods. Because octopuses hunt underwater and spend basically their whole lives underwater, it would definitely be helpful for them to be able to breathe underwater. And lucky for them, they can. Octopuses breathe with gills. It allows them to absorb oxygen from the water, and they pull water in over their gills using a special pump-like body part that we call a siphon. Now, this siphon has more jobs than just being used to help an octopus breathe. It's also how many species of octopuses move. They use it like a jet engine. By shooting water out of their siphon, they can zip through the water. They can also shoot something else out of their siphon. Not every species of octopus produces ink, but lots of them do. And when they release this ink into the water, usually because of a predator or another threat, the ink clouds up the water and makes it hard for their predator to see and breathe, and gives the octopus an opportunity to escape. The ink is shot out of their siphon, just like the water shoots out of their siphon when they're getting ready to jet through the water. Using ink is not the only way that octopuses are able to avoid predators like sharks or other cephalopods. One of the main things that they do is they hide. During the times of the day and night where they're not hunting, octopuses are able to squish themselves into teeny tiny little openings in rocks and corals where they can stay hidden from any threats. But, of course, one of the most amazing things about an octopus is its ability to camouflage. Not only can an octopus change its colors in the blink of an eye, they can also change the shape of their body and the texture of their skin. So they can go from having a nice smooth body to really bumpy skin. If they landed on something like a bumpy rock or a bumpy coral, they can match the texture of it perfectly. This helps them to escape from predators. It also helps them sneak up on their prey. Though octopuses have these incredible adaptations that help them to survive in their habitat, most octopuses have a pretty short lifespan. Some species only live for about a year, and typically what starts the end of their life is when they breed and produce eggs. So once a female octopus has produced her eggs, she'll either keep them safe in a den where she stands guard and protects them, or some species will even carry around their eggs underneath their arms where they're extra safe. But usually once these eggs hatch and they start their life, the adult female, her life comes to an end and their whole life cycle starts over again with all those little baby octopuses. All right, you guys, we are officially wrapping up our octopus lesson today. I hope you loved learning these octopus facts as much as I loved teaching them. If you would like to continue learning about octopuses, be sure to click the link below and explore some of the quizzes, activities, projects, and so much more that we have included in our octopus lesson. And I hope we see you next time at our next adventure. Bye!